Ladles and jelly spoons, welcome back to Badgerworks. Today, this. This is a mask, another mask that I've 3D printed. This one is Dr. Doom, and today we're going to paint it. So, let's get on with it. Yes, so this is Dr. Doom, as I said. This is a half mask, obviously it's not the full one. I might actually print a full one with the eyes in it as well. The main reason I didn't is because the problem with that is I won't be able to wear my glasses when I'm wearing it, which is slightly awkward. But yeah, I thought it would be a change, mix things up a bit, get another mask going. So the first thing we need to do, well, there are a few things we need to do to this first. I need to put some eyelets on it for the straps, and I need to fill in these various holes. So to fill in the holes, I'm going to use this. This is a steel mesh from a frying pan splash guard that I got from Asda or somewhere. But you can sometimes get these in the pound shop as well. They're quite cheap, but it's a quite nice way of getting a lot of thin metal mesh without going out and spending a fortune on stuff. So I'm going to cut a few pieces to cover these holes, and we'll glue those in. And I'm also going to use some of this. This is baling wire, and I'm going to use this to make some loops for the straps. So I'll cut some pieces out and then we'll stick them in. Right, so I have cut various pieces out. I've cut the hooks out. What I need to do now is mark some where the holes are going to go. So these are 1/2 inch between the legs, if you'll pardon the expression. So let's put there and there. And I'll put the other two down the bottom here. I'll just take a small drill, the same size as the wire, and I might need to cut these wires down a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, we're going to have to cut those down a touch. Right, so I've cut those down so they'll fit better, and I'm going to use some of this araldite to stick everything in place. This is 5-minute araldite. I'll get this glued on, and then we can make a start on painting it. Right, so there it is with the mesh fitted. There's some in the nose as well, and I've also put the loops on for the straps. So this one will pretty much go over the top of your head, and this one goes around the back, so that will work quite well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give it a coat of this. This is High Coat Matte Black, so I'll coat the whole thing with that. And then after that I will mist over the outside of it with this, and this is the spectacularly named Wheel Paint Silver. So yeah, so black first, and then just a light coat of this silver over the top. So I'll go and do the outside, and then we'll bring it back and see what it looks like. Right, so there we are. That's the silver done. I've also given it a coat of gloss varnish, and the reason I've done that is because I'm going to start weathering this now, and what I'm going to do primarily for the weathering is use these oil paints. These are Crawford and Black. They come from the works. They're a nice cheap set of oil paints, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically do some shading around all of the edges with the black, and then I'm going to do some streaking and stuff with the with this burnt sienna. So that's what we'll do next. Right, so what I'm going to do, like I said, is I'm just going to go around the edges with this black. So I'm just going to get into all of these little nooks and crannies. It doesn't need a great deal, just a little bit. And then what we'll do is, once we've got it on there, is we'll wipe most of it off. But what this does is it just gives us some nice shadow lines and kind of accentuates the detail on the mask, and also makes it look a bit more worn, like that. Like I say, you don't need to put a lot on because we're going to be taking most of it off. And while I'm doing this, I'd just like to say a big thank you to my top tier patrons, Amy, Howard and Edwin. Thank you for your support, guys. It is, as ever, much appreciated. Good thing about this Crawford and Black oil is it actually, sounds weird, it doesn't actually have a lot of oil in it. I don't think it'd be a lot of good for actual oil painting, but it's certainly good for this kind of thing, because there's a lot of pigment in it. Right. So just like that, you see, and now what we can do is use a variety of tools like cotton buds and tissue paper and whatever else, and just get in there and take most of it off, you see, like that. And this is why I put the gloss on, because the gloss lets the makes it easier just to wipe the oil paint off. Like that. So I'll go around and do the rest of this, and then we'll come back and put the brown on. Right, so that's the black done. Like I say, you don't need to go mad with it. Just let's just kind of get into the recesses and that, and just to see where it's made that detail pop a little bit more. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some of this burnt sienna, and I'm just going to go around some of these rivets, and just make them look a little bit more like they're a bit more worn. And it might, you know, it might look like I'm going over the rivets a bit excessively here, but I'm going to go back in and repaint those rivets later with a different colour, so it doesn't really matter all that much. That's why I'm doing this step first before I paint the rivets. So I'll do the same thing here. I'll just show you what I'm going to do. So this is a makeup brush, and I'm just going to go like that and just streak this oil like that, you see. And it just gives it a nice little kind of rusty effect. Like that. So I'll go and do the rest of these rivets, and then once again we'll come back and see what it looks like. And there's the burnt sienna done. As you can see, it gives a nice rusty effect. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some of this plastic coat enamel, this is brass, and I'm going to do all of the various rivets and bits and pieces. And I'll just do all of these rivets with this brass. And then once again we'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. Right, so that's the rivets all done. Give it a little splash of colour. And the last thing I want to do before I put a clear coat on it is use some of this rubber black just to go over the grills, just to kind of blend them in a little bit. So I'll just put that on with the airbrush. Like that. I'll do the rest of this, and then I'll put a matte clear coat on it, and then we'll be pretty much done. And here is our finished article. I know it's not much, but I thought it might be something a few of you were interested in. I've got quite a collection of these masks now, as you can see, and I've got a few more that are in the process of being printed that I'll be finishing off at some point. So yeah, it's it's kind of comical really when you think how long this whole thing's been going on for, that I'm still finding time and indeed a need to print new masks. Still, anyway, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. I know it was just a quickie. Stop laughing at the back. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers. Bye.